What's going on, the Winners Win podcast? It's your boy Loso 2.0. And today we're going to talk about 7 ways to create maximum customer value. But before we get started on that, we like to do some housekeeping things such as like this video, share it, subscribe to the Winners Win channel. And also I want you to, if you're listening to this on any type of podcast platform, 5-star reviews and leave a review below so I can figure out how I can better serve you. So we're going to talk about, like I said, 7 ways to create customer value. But before we get started on that, you guys know I like to give you guys little updates on things that are going on. It's funny because sometimes I almost feel like a vlog. It almost feels like a vlog sometimes. I like to use this podcast and like to use my content almost as a personal journal. I want you guys to tell you about my days, tell you about my failures, tell you about my successes, because then I want you guys to know that I'm human as well and I make mistakes and I got stuff that I have to live up to as well. So that's why I love sharing these different things with you guys, right? So that's just something that I thought about, right? I knew this guy that I actually met before online, and he just loves talking about he just loves talking about his experiences, and he loves talking about his not experiences, what's the word I'm trying to use? Journaling. He loves talking about how he's journaling every single day. And I was thinking I should be journaling every single day. That's something that I used to do. But now I usually just use my podcast and my blog as my journal. It's just me writing my journal and writing what's going on in my life, but also teaching you guys different aspects, of business and mindset in order to help you grow. So that's what you really can use your stuff as too as well, right? Your content that you put out there does not have to be always so value. If anything, it actually should be 80% story, 20% value. To be honest, that's really what most of these entrepreneurs do anyway, because people learn more on stories. If you're teaching too much, then they're not going to be able to concentrate on all that stuff. But if you're 80% storytelling, 20% on the content, you actually are helping people grasp it more, right? I had a teacher, I'm just giving examples. I had a teacher who actually, or my fault, I should say instructor, who he said he did not like tests. But what he did all day was just talk about stories that attached to the different subject that we were learning. And then at the end of each class, he'll make us write down the answer or give us a little quiz. And then that quiz was basically the test based on what we learned today. And then I will retain the information so much easier because I have so many stories attached to it, and it's like that as well. Now, he also was lazy and wasn't showing up to class, which is another thing, but he did have a good teaching style. And for you guys that watch this, that went to school with me, you probably know what I'm talking about. Now, from a physical standpoint as well, tomorrow I'm going to be getting some, working out with my getting some good runs in with my brother and my friends and stuff like that. Really feels good, every once in a while. The hoop on another day other than Sunday, because I feel like I just play every single Sunday. And, now with this league starting up, Sundays will be the designated day that I play in this league. But it feels good to actually go play against someone else other than the same people that I've been playing against every single week. Excuse me. Because it gives you a chance to actually get out there, and it gives you a chance to actually try different things, because sometimes you play with the same people every single time, you start to catch up on your moves a little bit, right? But now that I'm going to be playing with some new people and new runs, just, this Wednesday, it'll be even better, because now it's like, they're not going to know my moves. They're not going to know how quick I am. They're not going to know about a jump shot. They're just not going to know how I hoop as much. So they're going to be like, I'm going to be able to catch them on guard, a lot more than I was before with other people. So that's pretty exciting to do as well. And of course, I always say when you're trying to lose weight, find a sport that you really love and just go play a men's league in it. And then just work out in it as much as possible. I love basketball as therapy, but it's also a great workout every single day. Now, I'm not trying to go to the NBA, but I still get shots up because it just helps me, stay in shape and be, healthy. And your health is your wealth. Remember that episode that I told you guys that I did with Juanita Carpenter? We talk about that stuff. So that's really where I'm at from a, physical standpoint, that I'm able to, got to go get some hoop sessions in, got some shots up today, met a new friend that I told you guys about in one of my other episodes. And and now from that, aspect of your content, remember to teach majority of it, or to tell majority of the story, and then teach, 20% of the story. But anyway, let's get into the 7 different ways to create maximum customer value. And I'm going to go back and explain each one. So first is customer transaction size, increase it. Second is increase the transaction frequency. Third is to decrease randomness or division of spending. 4 is the increased term of retention. 5 is the increased profits of business conducted. 6 is to recover lost customers. And 7 is to clone or multiply customers by referrals. All right, so now just going back into, so these are 7 ways that you want to increase your customer value as much as possible, because a lot of people like to focus on the quantity of the customer. So how many customers can they get? Can I get 1 million? Can I get 10 million, 1 billion? Can I get that many? And then there's people that like to just focus on the customer value. So to get that one customer that may be worth $1 million, and then a second customer that's worth $1 million will be more than 1 million customers worth $1, right? Because customers are actually headaches. So you want to have as least amount as possible, but you're getting the most money for it, right? First one is to increase transaction size. So when you keep increasing or maximizing customer values, to definitely increase the price of what they're paying, right? I think it was E.T. was talking about, he met Bob Proctor. He was talking to Bob Proctor, yada yada yada. He was like, yeah, these are what I'm selling my courses, my speeches for. I'm doing it for $1,000. He's like, okay, cool. Can you do it for $2,000? He's like, okay, cool, whatever. Did it for $2,000. Then he was like, yeah, I got it for $2,000. They still buying it. Okay, cool. Try 4. He did the 4. Then they're like, okay, try 8. Try 8. And then it was like, try 16. He was like, 16,000 for one, speech. He's like, yeah, try it. Did it again, 32. And they kept increasing the transaction. It was the same work. It was the same speeches. He just doubled the amount every single time. He may have lost some customers along the way, but then he had less customers, but he was getting paid, exponentially a lot more for it. Then there's increasing transaction frequency. You want them to buy more from you. Another way of doing this is, just doing auto pay, right? So doing auto pay, so at least once a month they're paying from you. So have some ongoing, pretty much service that they're paying for, but at the same time also get some more things for them to pay for, right? To add into this stuff, right? So just like for example with like the WOW package, add the value. Remember, let's say I was selling a pair of J's. I always talk about this. Say I'm selling a pair of J's. All right, here goes a pair of J's for $200. You probably bought them. Now if I sell them for $2,000, you're like, what the heck is going on? But if I say they were actually Jordan wore them in the last game and they're signed by him, you're like, hold on, wait a second. There's more to it, right? So just keep selling more stuff and more stuff in that stuff that you're doing. So increase the frequency. Third thing is decrease the randomness of spending. Have a set marketing plan that you have to go. That's something that I'm actually working on right now for myself. 4, increase term of retention. How can you retain these customers more? Following up with them monthly, offering them thanking them for their service, seeing how any way that you can help them, what can help them better, increase their what they like, right? 5, increase profits of business conducted. So the business conducted, increase the profits of it. I think that pretty much goes with transaction size. I'm not really certain though. 6 is recover lost customers. So any customers you lost recently, you should be hitting them up and trying to figure out how to bring them back. 100%. You should be trying to figure out, hey, what's going on? Yada, yada, yada. I'm basically ready to, conduct, business with you, stuff, or like what made you want to leave, and try to figure out how you can get them back. And then 7 is to clone or multiply customers by referrals, which I talked about before with these WOW and all packages. And of course, following up with every single customer, thanking them for their service and giving them something first, and then asking for the referral, such as free reports, books, shirts, I don't know, whatever you got to do. So these are the 7 ways to create maximum customer value. That's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Remember, like I said, like this video, share it, subscribe to the Winners Win channel. If this is any type of podcast platform, 5-star review. And I want you to comment below different ways things you can give to customers in order to multiply referrals. And I want you guys to remember, winners win and losers lose, and you pray for success like this. 2.0 out.